Hello out there, everybody who's joining in tonight for this live event, the Ghost Protocol event. This is Carnita, and I'm here with one of my guests. We should have another one or two popping in here soon. But I just want to welcome everybody to our live event. Let you know what's going on tonight. We're talking with the ladies about the epidemic or the something of ghosting. We're going to get to it here in a second. So welcome. This show has been termed as the Aesop's Tales for the Tender Age. That was given to me by Demetria, one of my last guests. So we're going to welcome one of our guests here tonight. We have Latanya.
Hello. Thank you very much. Happy to be here.
Thank you. And as any other guests pop in, we'll greet them and say hello. But before we get started, we do want to say, like, share, subscribe to my channel. Also, if you're interested, check out the merch and the go and my web store. So we're gonna start with. So Latanya, tell us just a little about yourself. Are you married? Are you single? Are you dating? What's going on in your life? And how's
Yeah,
this
sure.
topic relevant to you?
Sure. So right now I am dating for almost 2 years. It's pretty serious relationship.
Okay.
The art of ghosting, however, I have been the ghoster as well as the ghostee. Um, Actually, my previous relationship before the relationship I'm in now, he actually ghosted me. I was like, well, what happened? I have no clue what happened. Like, and I was like, okay, it is
Like,
what it is.
it is what it is. It happens
Yeah,
to the best or the worst or whatever, however they say that.
exactly, exactly. And I took it and ran with it, or whatever.
Exactly. I understand that. Well, me myself, I was married for quite a while, been single for quite a while, have dabbled or stuck a couple toes in the pool we call dating. I don't know what's in that pool, but I haven't done that in a while, to
Okay,
say the least. I'm taking a dating hiatus. We'll put it that way.
fair
Um,
enough.
you
We all need those.
you know.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, so I just want to get some background on you. It was one of my guests, like I said, and if any of my other guests pop in, we'll speak to them when they come in.
Yep.
Um, so before we start our whole shenanigans, I just want to remind everybody that this my upcoming book is coming out, which is Ghost Protocol: Dating in the New Millennium. It's going to be launching soon, along with the world premiere of the theme song for my book called Round and Round, which
Oh
is
wow.
written and produced by me. Um, I didn't sing though. So without further ado, let's get to it. So this evening's live streaming discussion is regarding ghosting and its impact on the dating scene. So joining me in this edition of the Introverts Outing, like I said, is Latanya. Um, and the first thing I'm going to start with, just jumping right into the fire. And if you're listening at home, you can answer the question in the chat. Um, my burning question is, do you think going ghost on someone is always a bad thing to do? Are there times when ceasing communication with someone suddenly is the right thing to do, and why or why not?
Well, for me, it just depends on the circumstances.
Hmm.
Um, Absolutely. So I have been in a situation where it was just not a healthy relationship whatsoever.
Hmm.
And asking that person to stop contacting me was not working. Yeah.
Right.
So I had to change my telephone number and block all social media, and for my peace I had to do it. Unfortunately, when I was younger, and I am 55, um I did it because, I just didn't want to tell him, like, hey, I don't like you.
You didn't want that confrontation,
I
right?
really did not, that's just what it was. But now I would never, do anything like that. Of course, I would hope that my guy now, we had the type of relationship that we have. But if I wasn't in a relationship, let's just respect one another as adults, keep the lines of communication, and
Yeah. Yeah.
that we ain't got to talk, or no harm, no foul.
Right. And that's really what it comes down to, the lines of communication. Like I had the experience of talking to someone, and it's like you're in the talking stage, you get to know who this person is and whether or not they fit with you in your
Right,
life, or they're who they are, you can handle or deal with.
right,
And I actually told the guy, look, I don't think me and you are compatible like that. I'm not interested in going further with this, so, basically it is what it is. I was respectful about it.
right.
And he was like, basically, he went into triage mode, like he's trying to convince me why my decision was wrong.
Right.
It's
Oh,
like, well, you didn't really give us a chance. Well, that's because I'm not seeing an us in my future.
right.
you
No
know,
need in wasting anyone's time here with this decision.
exactly. So I'm like, I'm like, yeah, that's why we I'm telling you up front.
Yeah, yes,
Okay,
and
so let me tell you this. This guy, I haven't changed my number. I'm not one of those kind of people that like they would whoever would have to seriously harass me. I'm not gonna change my
yeah,
number just because you're not getting it. But
right.
so this guy still texts me on my birthday, on Christmas, on Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day, happy birthday, Merry Christmas. And I have not responded to him in 5 years.
Wow.
I mean, he doesn't go any further with it,
Right.
but he won't let it go.
Yeah, he's like Jesse Jackson keeping hope alive. Back in the 80s. Was that the 80s?
Girl. Yeah, I think so. Oh my gosh, that's a good analogy. He's keeping hope alive. He's being Jesse Jackson. Yeah, just like randomly out of the blue. I'm looking at my phone like, oh, really?
Mhm.
Again? I have not responded once, Latanya.
Yeah, yeah. At least, well, after I changed my phone number, my guy was
Mhm.
like, he finally got the hint, but
Well, he would have no choice, right?
right. Well, social media, he was still reaching out social media. I was like,
Yeah,
I forgot about this one. Yeah. So,
yeah,
like, oh,
yeah.
he must be out of jail now.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oops.
I guess.
Oh my gosh, that's terrible. Yeah, but see, I've had people who I had to block because the things they were
Yeah.
saying or how they were going about it was like, okay, yeah, this isn't right. Like
Yeah, just
I'm
not
I'm
healthy.
yeah, not healthy, and I'm not sure where your mentality is. Like you might try to actually find me.
Oh yeah.
So I've
Oh,
had to block people in that instance,
oh, absolutely.
but
Absolutely. Yeah,
and it's like, yeah, and my thing is like if I'm up front and communicating that I don't feel this connection and I don't think there's a reason to go forward, you shouldn't try to convince me that what I'm feeling is wrong.
right. Yeah, I think we're all adults and we know what we do and what we don't want.
Exactly. Well,
Yeah,
you would think. You would think.
exactly. And if the relationship sometimes like for me, we were together for 3 years, for 3 long, miserable years. Okay. And it just ran its course. It's like, this ain't gonna work. We even went as far as, after we broke up, this is before I changed my phone number. He was
Mhm.
like, hey, let's go to counseling. I have a pastor that we could, participate in. He's willing to do the I guess it would be group therapy. I don't know
Mhm.
if it's two people, if that really is considered a group, but
Well, it would be couples therapy, I guess.
oh gosh, I should have said no with that one.
Yeah.
Couples therapy, but you're right. And I told him up front, I was like, I'm not trying to figure out how to save this relationship. I'm
Right.
just trying to figure out why I thought this would be a good fit.
Right, exactly.
And at the end of the day, the pastor was like, "Ma'am, you're fine." But I mean, you set the proper expectation, the proper boundaries, and yeah, you
Mhm.
don't need to really come back again anymore. So, deuces.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I've been in that situation too, where you know it's over, and the other person's still trying to
Yeah, no.
drag that dead horse through the middle of town. You know.
Right, yeah, beat it with a 2 by 4. Not gonna happen. Not gonna happen at all. But it was a learning experience, so I
Hmm.
greatly appreciated that. Um, because I don't think that had I not gone through all of that, I don't think
Hmm.
that I would have been able to set boundaries like I did going forward.
Hmm.
So I think, like you said, at times, of course, ghosting is necessary, and other times it's a coward's way out. And I've
Right.
been on both ends of the spectrum. You
Okay,
know,
so tell us about the other when you've ghosted. Was it funny or not funny or?
oh no, it was just a boring date. It was
Oh,
boring. And you give them about 3 or 4 tries going out, and it's like, mm, mm,
yeah,
yeah, not
yeah.
gonna happen.
I've even had a guy who was a boring date that I went on 3 dates with,
You
you
see?
know, and he was boring. And then I think he ghosted me before I could ghost him.
Oh,
It,
the nerve. Oh, the
I'm like,
nerve.
you know what? Whatever makes you happy, dude. Just go
Yeah.
for
Yeah,
it.
go for it. Leave me out of it.
Yeah. It's like, oh, that's what you want to do? Bet.
Right.
I was about to bounce anyway.
Exactly. See? See? Yeah, thank you for helping
Yeah,
me.
exactly,
Helping me
exactly,
help you.
exactly. Now, you did mention that you've been ghosted before. Do
Mhm.
you think that, or if it had, in what way or how did it affect your self-esteem or trust in future relationships?
Um, Actually, it stung more than it hurt. It was more embarrassing, I guess, than
Really?
anything. Yeah, it was
And
more
why embarrassing, you think?
it was embarrassing because I felt like I continued to reach out to get closure, which
Okay.
when you get ghosted, why do you need closure? That's just
Yeah.
that's
It's
just
like that should be closure enough.
enough.
Elvis
Exactly.
has left the building. There you
Exactly.
go.
Exactly. And I thought we was catching a vibe, but
Mhm,
obviously we were not.
mhm.
And so yeah, it was embarrassing for me.
I gotcha. I gotcha.
Mhm.
So it didn't really affect your self-esteem per se. It just kind of stung, maybe.
No, it really didn't affect my self-esteem. I mean, I've always loved love.
Mhm.
Of course, I took some time to myself after it happened,
Right.
but never really closed the door on wanting to be in a relationship.
Okay. That's what I was
So
gonna say. It didn't really affect you wanting to. Do you feel like it affected your trust in relationships in any way?
it did. Now that
It,
it definitely did.
yeah.
It definitely affected my trust, and it kind of unfortunately, um, I guess, how can I say this? It increased my like waiting for the shoe to drop, like this guy is too perfect.
Hypervigilance.
Yes, there you go. I knew it was hyper something. I was gonna say spidey senses, but we're all adults here.
It's the same thing. That's just the clinical term for spidey senses. That's all.
Okay, thank you. I learned something on here today. Thank you very much. But
Yeah.
yeah, it definitely did that. But
Hmm.
here we are, and everything's cool and good. And I think it's that downtime and being able to set boundaries and expectations of people. after you're good. Well, really in relationships in general, not just
Oh,
after you're
I
good.
was just getting ready to say that, like any
Yeah,
relationship,
any
all
of
of them,
every last one of them.
every last one.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yes.
So, um, but yeah, it didn't really affect my self-esteem or anything like that. He was ugly anyway. No offense.
Look,
What a nerve.
look, no, you didn't throw that in there. Didn't nobody want your ugly self anyway.
Yeah, at the time I did though, didn't I? I was dating.
Right.
We went out.
That is too funny. But yeah, so that I that's kind of funny that you said that. But all right, so the next thing I'm gonna ask is, do you have any cautionary tales for other people who are navigating online dating? You know, the whole swipe left, swipe. What should they look out for when they're doing the online dating, the app thing?
Uh-huh. So one thing that they definitely that we need to look out for is consistency.
Mhm,
Are you
for sure.
consistently available?
Or
'Cause
consistently not
not
available.
available. Exactly. Exactly. Communication,
Mhm,
because that's one of the best things, in my opinion, about online dating. You can
mhm,
talk on the telephone or text message or, FaceTime for months before you make the decision to meet in person or whatever. So,
right.
I mean, that's just been my experience. Some people say it's the opposite because they can put on a facade over the phone and all that stuff. But if you're
Mhm,
taking time, with that person, you could take it as fast or as slow as you want to. That's one
right.
thing that I definitely like about online dating. Um, the thing that I really don't like about online dating, I live in a very small community,
Mhm,
so a lot of the online dating profiles you'll see on different sites. So it's
mhm,
like there's a small pool and
mhm. Yeah. So
never
you'll see like the same people on different apps
exactly.
spitting the same game.
Yeah, exactly. But like I said, I do like being able to take it as fast or as slow as I want.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You can
that
kind of, and also I feel like once that initial connection is made through the app or the website or whatever, you can decide how quickly you want to give that person your number or
exactly.
FaceTime if you're not in the same area or whatever. You can kind of
Because
gauge from how they talk to you just by that.
right, exactly. Because I am not fast to give my phone number up. Okay,
Mm-mm,
not even
mm-mm.
kind of fast. No, ma'am.
No, me
Mm,
neither.
yeah,
Me
so
neither.
that's
And
one thing
and
I.
even the ones that this is the cautionary one of the cautionary things for me is they want to be like sending you a message, hey, good morning, how are you? Da-da-da. The next message, hey, what's your phone number?
No, no, you don't even
That
know
one,
me.
and then
I
the other one is you talk back and forth for a while, and then they get your phone number, and all they want to do is text you. I'm like, we could have stayed on the app if all you want to do is
yes,
text.
yes, yes, exactly.
You didn't
And
need my
now,
number for that.
absolutely, and I don't have a problem blocking you now. I'm gonna block you.
Mm-mm.
I don't have a
Look,
problem doing that. But is
my,
that a form of ghosting at the same time? Is blocking a form of ghosting?
that's a good question. Anybody out there, what y'all think about that? Is blocking a form of ghosting?
And we have one person who says, I will not do online dating. I
Who's that?
I don't,
In our chat? Oh,
yeah,
yes.
I'm
Lisa.
curious to tell.
Yes. I'm like, for real? Like, tell us why.
Do tell.
Yes, do tell. Yes, give us a scenario. Tell us why you would not do it. I mean, I'm not a big proponent of it because I feel like people hide behind their profile for lack of a better way of putting it.
Hmm.
Like they'll put up sometimes they'll put up pictures that are like 10 years, 15 years.
Girl, you better tell it. You
You know,
better tell.
from their high school days, and they 45. I'm like, why you got that picture up
Ain't got
there?
no hair. You know,
And
not
it's
that
like,
that's a requirement. Don't get me wrong, because I'm
right,
55, so
right.
that is not a requirement.
Right. But it's like they'll hide behind their profiles. They'll pretend to have this life that they don't really have, you know.
Right,
And I'm not a superficial person. I'm not
right,
materialistic at all. So I don't care what you're posing next to, what you got on, where you at. It's like it's really doesn't show you have any kind of personality besides, hanging out with your fellas or with your girls all the time, drinking, turning up. It's like
right.
I'm in my 50s. I'm in my upper 50s. I
Hello,
ain't doing
there
I
you
ain't doing
go.
that turning up thing no more.
Right, turn up at the house.
Yeah. Look, with some green tea.
Right, right, right.
With some green tea. I'm like, no, no, no. I can't do that no more. So it's like I feel like people hide behind their profile. They don't pres they answer the profile questions in a way that they think people want to hear. Like
Yeah,
they answer what they think people want to hear.
yeah, that's true. But
Yeah.
on the flip side of that, don't they do the same thing in public? They could do that anytime.
They do. They
Yeah,
do.
they
That's
could do
true.
that, and it's not just online that people have a tendency to do
Mhm.
stuff like that. They
Yeah,
If they're gonna do that, then I think that is just a character trait.
it is.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
is. It's definitely a character trait. As MC Bree would say, ain't no future in your front.
Ain't none. Ain't
Never
none.
was, cuz.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm. She said, "I know someone that does this a picture from 2009, and we are in 2024."
Oh, wow.
Oh my
Yeah,
goodness. They
that
do that
definitely
though.
happens.
That's the
Yes.
truth right there though. That is the
Yeah.
truth. And you looking like, okay, I know we said we was gonna meet at this spot at
Yeah.
that
You're looking
Starbucks at
around,
5:30.
and you're looking around, and it's like, "Oh, I'm over here." No, you ain't.
And they'll be like, you look just like your picture, and I'll be thinking, well, you don't.
You don't.
You do not.
Hmm. Yeah, that's crazy to me. That's crazy work. I don't even get that one. Um,
Mm-mm. So did we ever answer, is blocking a form of ghosting?
is blocking a form of ghosting? Well, let me ask you this. With the circumstances that you would block somebody, is it because it's boundary stepping? It's inappropriate? Is that because to me it's like if you overstep your boundaries, I shouldn't have to tell you how to behave like an adult, like a grown person.
No, I'll block somebody just because, you know,
GP.
yeah.
Well,
Like,
tell us about
oh
that,
no,
Latanya.
you didn't know. Mm-mm. I mean, of course, it'd be something like, "Oh, I didn't like that answer," or "Oh, you don't vote. Oh, you haven't seen your kids in 2 years.
Well,
Oh,
see,
yeah."
that's a good one though. Why is
Mm.
that? I mean, I know there's three sides to every story. There's her
Yes,
story,
there's
his
the truth.
story, and the truth.
Mm.
But still, why?
I don't know, cause I dated a guy and he swore up and down, "I see my kid, I pay child support and all that." Come to find out, he true enough, he was paying child support, cause the state made him.
Yeah, yeah.
But you weren't going to visit that baby. I'd be like, "Oh, how's your son doing?" He'd be like, "Oh, he's fine." And I'm like, "Okay,
That's it.
this is fine can only go on but for so long."
Yeah, always fine. Always fine.
Yo, all exactly. "Oh, he's good. When's the last you talked to him?" "I talked to him." Knowing you ain't picked up the telephone to talk to him.
What you talking
Block.
about, Willis?
Hey, you can't fix stuff like that. There's no some things you can communicate.
Mhm. Mhm.
Um, but that is not up for discussion.
Right, right.
Mm-mm.
I understand. I understand.
Not at
Um,
all up for not at all up for discussion. Because my thing with that is, um, if you don't have any type of connection or bond or responsibility to your own flesh and blood,
Mhm.
then I
Yeah.
can't expect you to have any type of commitment for me.
To me, yeah. Yeah, that's gonna be a hard pass right there. Because
Yeah, very hard.
like you said, it's a character thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Or but I ain't even gonna lie, you will be blocked if you don't vote. I'm
She's like, "You gets no pass from me for that one."
no, you do not. I'm just
Because you got
saying.
0 excuses and 0 exemptions.
No, you do not. Mm-mm. Pay
Mm-mm.
your taxes. You gonna have to pay your taxes too. That's another one. I'm a big stickler on because if it goes a long way, I don't want the government come looking for us or for me
Right.
some years
Because
you
he
ain't.
didn't pay taxes for years, and now y'all married, and he's like, "Well, you married him. Now that's your
Yeah.
problem too."
No, I'm not doing that. Mm-mm. No, ma'am. I don't know if those are superficial things, but you'll get blocked.
She said you will get blocked. Oh, wow, that's funny. Um, so yeah, definitely. I think online. Well, those are my caveats about online dating. Is that people hide behind their profiles, which of course they hide
Definitely.
behind their persona in person,
Yeah.
and um, I always meet the interesting people who don't live anywhere near me.
Oh, you know what? I don't even when make my profile, I don't even go outside of like what 60 miles or so away.
Yeah, yeah, I do that too, but I end up having people connect to me who
Oh,
are outside of that, and I was like,
gotcha.
Where'd you come from?"
Hey, and sometimes that works though. Sometimes that
Yeah.
works.
My
I
only thing about long distance, I'm not really a big proponent of long distance. And I
yeah,
say that because I have, of course, met people who are somewhere else, but I feel like you're only going to know so much of that person because you're not getting the chance to interact with them on the day-to-day life, and
yeah,
on the regular,
right.
even if you guys hit it off and you go visit each other, everybody can be on their best behavior for a weekend.
Yeah. Now that's true. That's
And
very true.
that doesn't mean you're gonna get to see how they are at home,
Yeah.
Especially, I mean, like if you're just meeting somebody and they come to you or you go to them, 9 times out of 10, you ain't staying with that person. So like you probably aren't. Like you might stay at a hotel or they
Oh,
might stay at a
hotel.
hotel.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
so then you're not even get to see how they live because you're
That's
probably not going
true.
to go to their place.
That's
And people can have a whole other life if they live in another state. A whole
yeah.
wife, whole kids, but
That's true.
here they are online talking about, "Oh yeah, I'm single. I've been single for
Uh-huh.
X
I ain't
number of
got no
years."
kids. Uh-huh. You're right. You're right
Mhm.
about that. I'm trying to think, I don't think any of those situations have happened to me except for my ex-husband.
What wait, what? Dish? Come on, what? What?
Oh boy, that's a whole nother topic altogether. We did not ghost each other either.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
we did not ghost each other.
Now I'm curious. Well, except for your ex-husband, like
Hmm.
what?
Yeah. The audacity of hope. Yeah.
The audacity of hope.
Uh-huh. One of them situations. He never said he was married. Oh, okay.
Oh, one of those.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And we
Yeah.
stayed, I mean, it is what it is. We stayed friends or whatever. I don't know
Mhm.
if I could say friends, but we
You were
stayed
cordial.
in communications,
Mhm.
you know. Yeah, we stayed in communications after that and
Mhm.
not so
Hmm.
much anymore. But
Okay.
that's
Mhm.
been decades ago. So,
Mhm. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I get it. I get that one
mhm.
then. Girls, speaking of the audacity, and we're talking about people having a whole nother life,
Uh-huh.
away from where they are. I have a scenario. I have a story because, girl, I've been collecting screenshots from the craziness all these years.
Oh my.
That was what prompted me to write the whole damn book. So,
Okay.
well,
There we go.
not just mine, but other
The
people's.
phenomena.
Yes, the phenomena exactly. But tell me why I met this guy on a dating app. This is when I lived in North Carolina. He came up as single,
That's where I'm at.
Yeah, you're in South Carolina or North Carolina?
North.
North Carolina. Okay. I was in the Charlotte area.
Oh no. Okay.
You're on the coast, aren't you?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So he proclaimed to be single, seemed like a decent enough guy, but it's like he had his high profile kind of job.
Okay.
I'm not going to say that he was one of the position coaches for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, but
Oh, don't say it.
I'm not going to say it. But said he was single, and I'm like, hmm. So what people don't understand about me is I I will research the hell out of something. So don't give me a little bit of something because I'm gonna find out a whole lot of nothing. Okay. So yeah, he said that, and I was like, okay. And then he's like, we chit chatted back and forth for probably a good couple weeks, and he's like, well, hey, I'm in town for a game, and I'm like, yeah, I know you playing my team. So so he's like, why don't you come down to the hotel for what? He's like, he goes, you mean to meet at the bar or something? Because
Right.
because they got a game the next day. He couldn't be. And he goes, well, I don't want to be down in the bar area, because people come in. They might see who I am, and I said, oh, so you think I'm going to come to your room? What? That didn't happen.
Girl,
Anyway, so
the audacity, like you
the
said.
whole audacity, and so then he really tried to kind of guilt tripped me because I was making a big deal about meeting him. And well, what, you don't trust yourself? What's it got to do with trust? I don't know you. I don't trust you.
And excuse me, sir, I do have standards. I have standards.
And that's kind of like, I'm not going to no hotel room with no guy I don't know. I don't care what you do for a living.
I have standards, sir.
Exactly. So he kind of got a little perturbed because I'm like, yeah, that's not gonna happen. And so, he didn't talk to me for the rest of that evening. The next day, of course, he at work. Then he goes home. And so I'm like, huh, he said he's a position coach. Here's me on Google. Du-du-du-du-du-du. Oh, yeah, there he is. Yeah, he is that. And then it's like, hold up, wait a minute. He got a whole wife and 4 kids.
Oh my.
And he's here he is on the dating app saying, I'm single. I ain't got no wife and kids. What? Come to my hotel room. I'm like, you know what? I bet you he tries this all the time with the
And it
whole,
works.
this is what I do for a living.
Yeah, but
It's
it
like,
works. I bet you anything. It
he
works for
reels it
some.
in.
Right. Obviously works for him for some. In some
Mhm.
situations, it works for him because he wouldn't be on that dating app if it didn't work.
one of my friends is
Standards.
like, oh, you should screenshot that whole conversation and just send it to his wife on Facebook. I'm like, yeah, mm-mm.
No,
I
no.
said, trust me,
Probably already know, girl. Don't even worry about it. She probably
I'm like,
already know.
karma's gonna take care of all that. It
Exactly.
did. I found out some stuff I can't tell. I'm not even gonna say it on this live thing right here, but I
Put it
found
in
out
the
some
book,
stuff
your
that
next
happened.
book. Put it in your next book.
It's in my next one. We'll change the names to protect the guilty. But
Exactly.
yeah, he got caught up in a whole mess a few years later. So yeah.
Ooh, raggedy boy. I tell you, that karma, like you said, it will definitely come back to bite you in the tail.
Yeah, she's a beast. She's a beast. So
Mm-mm-mm.
far undefeated from what I hear.
That's it right there. Yeah, and I'm sorry. Look, I didn't even check my screen to see if
Huh.
I'm packing too. I'm packing, so my bed is full of junk. Right.
Oh,
I'm like, oh God, can they see?
no,
Okay,
you
good.
can't. Look, I'm packing too, but everything's on the other side of the bed. You can't
Yeah,
see
no, no.
it.
You're right here.
Nah, we can't see it. We can't see it.
Good, good.
Yep, yep. So, okay, we talked about that, oh, here's a good one. How do you think technology has changed the way we approach dating and this whole ghosting phenomena? Do you believe it's made it more prevalent for people to go ghost on each other than previous generations? Or what? Why? Why or why not?
Um, that's a very good question. So with this technology,
Mhm.
to me, no, there's really no difference in
Mm.
it, but now it's just called ghosting. Um, because
Before it was
back
called
in
the
the day,
disappearing
I
act.
mean, yeah, exactly. Because you can just be face to face and tell them to leave you alone. You know what I mean? Or
Right.
call them over the telephone. But technology hasn't impacted, to me, in my experience,
Right.
impacted the phenomena of ghosting. All, but maybe, hmm, I was just about to say, but when you're on online dating, when you're
Mhm.
just chit chatting and talking through the app,
Right.
um,
I think it makes it easier.
it makes it so much easier.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think
it
that makes it
definitely makes it easier.
easier. Yeah, I think so. Because I think what happens, well, at least to me, is people have so many options of who they can chat with, so they get distracted by this new thing and this shiny new
Hmm.
thing, and it's
Right.
like, and then sometimes they'll even try to circle the block, like, oh yeah, let me go back to that one. She seemed really interesting.
Yeah, and by
3 months later,
exactly, and no more interest
yeah,
in
it's like, yeah, I'm not interested in
yeah. So yeah, so the phenomena of ghosting, yeah, and it kind of makes you a little bit lazier too, So
it.
now you don't have to meet, like my boyfriend now. I met him at a house party, but
Mhm,
then, excuse me, after we connected, I was still on, not long after we connected, I was
mhm,
still on the dating app,
mhm.
and his profile comes up. I'm like, hey, you're on.
It's a this you?
Exactly. Yeah, and it wasn't a problem, because
Mhm.
obviously I was on there at the
Yeah,
time,
you're on there because you saw it.
real early in our relationship. But yeah, it
Right.
definitely makes it easy. It makes
Yeah,
it so easy.
yeah, yeah. Well, see, my patience wears thin. So my friends used to tell me like, "Oh, Carnita, you got to put yourself out there." Blah 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 blah. So I would try it, and about a week and a half later, I'd be like, "Yeah, I'm gonna delete this profile." And they'd be like, "Oh, how's the whole dating app thing going on blah 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 app?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I deleted my profile." Dang already. I'm like, I ain't got.
Yeah.
I can't do it. I
No,
can't
or
do
you
it.
just get bored. You get bored with the whole process of,
The
meeting.
getting to know you, please.
Yes, you just get
Uh,
frustrated with it. Definitely.
I'm answering the same interview questions over and over again.
And you're
So,
asking them,
tell me about yourself.
yeah, how many kids do you have? How many times have you been married? How often do you see your kids? Do you vote? Exactly.
Her standard questions. Latanya like, I'm gonna go down my list. Just let me know which ones I should check off.
Yes, exactly.
That's
Exactly.
wild. That is wild. I love it.
Mhm.
Yeah. So, I mean, yeah, I just think prior to this whole dating apps and all that stuff, it was more simplistic and holistic. Like you met people out and about doing whatever it is you do in your daily life.
Yeah.
Whereas nowadays people are so engrossed with their phone and what's going on online, they don't even notice each other.
No, don't even
People
bother to look up.
that don't look up, and if they do, they're so reluctant to speak, you know, to uh
Approach.
to approach you. Yeah,
Yeah.
that nobody is like everybody's nervous and scared to speak and all this stuff.
Yeah.
Um I think it was just more simplistic back in the day,
It definitely
and
was. And then coronavirus hit.
mm, oh,
Coronavirus hit, so then what? We couldn't have more than 50 people at a
at a
function
gathering,
or
yeah,
at a
yeah,
gathering or whatever. And I think it just I
exactly.
don't know if it's really bounced back from there as far as, introducing meeting new people. At Like I said, I met my boyfriend at a house party was the first time.
And I'm
But
like, house party? Oh my god, I haven't been to one of those in decades.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. So those types of meetings are so few and far between anymore. I think it's just a new day and new age, pre like I was about to say pre Katrina and post Katrina, but it's pre Corona and post Corona. So
Yeah.
that really has impacted the and then the dating pool. Oh man, it's all kind of piss and vomit and spit, all kind of stuff.
Viruses and bacteria.
Spongy.
She said, she,
Yeah, but there's still I do have to say there's still nice guys out there, but man,
there
it
is.
takes some work to
They
take
just
some
live
work.
on the other part of the world. Like they're scattered in the four corners of the world, and they
Right.
don't have internet service, so they're not online.
Right. Right.
It's wild. It's wild out here in these dating streets, I swear.
Yeah, it definitely is. But,
Hmm.
it is what it is at this particular point,
It
and then
is
I'm
what it is.
55 and it's like, you know what, ain't nothing, yeah,
I know
slim
because
pick.
I feel like at this stage of my life, my peace of mind is more important than finding a hookup or
Hmm.
trudging the online, scouring the online trash cans to find somebody to halfway have a
Yes.
conversation with. I don't have the energy for that kind of, I got other
Yeah.
things to do that take more energy than wanting to do that.
Yeah. And I know that's the other thing about um dating online is you find out I hate to say how educated because I don't have any type of college degree or anything like that,
That has nothing to do with education.
but I
There's some
really need
smart dummies out there.
I really need you to be able to form a complete sentence with correct, at least a period at the end.
Not
Okay.
like a whole run-on paragraph, but you gotta figure
Yes.
out, where does this thought end and this thought begin? I'm
Exactly.
confused.
Exactly. So I don't know if it's just really made everyone lazy when it comes to communication.
Right.
And
It
then
has.
how about trying to interpret anything that, you
The letters that mean words, and you gotta try to figure
exactly
out
or
which word is that
deflection or how
mean.
the energy is coming off when you're saying one thing and you're thinking I'm saying something else or yeah,
Mhm. See, I think
technology is a beast.
yeah, I think the technological communication has, like you said, made people lazy, but it's also made it so that they don't really know how to communicate in person or even sometimes on the phone anymore.
Or text.
Yeah, well, yeah, for sure.
Right.
But it's like, to me, I'm a word person,
Hmm.
so if you can't have a conversation with me, I'm just not going to be I'm just not going to be interested at all. Like, I'm just I'm not, it's like
Yeah.
because I need to be able to bounce ideas and share thoughts, and I'm kind of quirky sometimes. So if you can't have a communication with me, then I mean,
Yeah.
open
Yeah.
communication,
Yeah.
it's not gonna
And
work.
you know what? It's strange you should say something like that because, I grew up in a single parent household, right? So
Mhm.
part of my profile, I talk about myself and what I'm looking for. And one of the things that I say that I'm looking for is I'm looking for someone who's going to treat me the same way that they want their daughter or a mother or a grandmother or auntie, somebody that they love, to be treated right. And that comes from, please talk to me like you don't want anything from me, but you want the best for me. Be open, be honest, give me,
Right.
advice like you would want your daughter to know,
Hmm.
in relationships. And
Yeah.
it sounds easy, it sounds very easy, but it
Yeah.
just ain't.
It's so not. And
Yeah,
speaking on that, what you just said, it's like there's a lot of people out here, and I'm just gonna point fingers at the guys because I don't date women, but there's a lot of guys out here who are not out here acting in a manner of a man that they would want their daughter to
to
date.
date.
Like if you ask, I've asked this of a lot of men. It's like you date women, yeah, okay, and you have a daughter, yeah. Would you want your daughter to date somebody like you? They have.
That's the question.
Now, if they're honest, they'd be like, and they know they ain't, they'd be like,
Right.
okay, nah, I want her to date somebody better than me. I'm like, well, how about you be better for somebody else's daughter? How about
That's it right there. Hit the nail on the head.
that?
That's it. Period. Point blank. Hit the
Yeah,
nail on the head.
yeah,
Yeah, because I am somebody's daughter.
I
I might
am
not be yours,
right.
but I'm somebody's.
Yeah,
Hmm.
hmm, sure are. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
So,
crazy. Um, so let's see. I think I have like one more question I want to pose just to see, get wrap things up in a sense.
mhm.
In this day and age, if we talk about ghosting, how do you think we can support each other in overcoming the challenges posed by ghosting? And what would you like to see changed in the dating culture regarding how we handle ending a relationship?
Well, it's definitely a phenomena of ghosting. How I feel like we can support each other. Do you mean just as a community, like, or do you mean like as sisters, or
I think both as a community, and and whole and total, and also like as sisters, and maybe the guys, they can learn something from this for each other or for themselves.
and really it all boils down to communication,
Yeah.
because just knowing that we're there for one another
Mhm.
um is a help,
Mhm.
because like you said, that it hurts your self-esteem. It didn't that time, but who's to say it could not have? And just knowing that people are there for you,
Mhm.
to talk to, or to text, or to, just support you in that transition from being ghosted. um that would be a huge help. What I think, how I would like to see um changes in the dating um
Culture. Mhm.
culture. uh
Regarding how we handle the endings of relationships.
I wish I could say that we are all adults, like I said earlier,
Some of
um
us are not.
no, definitely not. If I say leave me alone, I would appreciate if you leave me alone. Um, and just because I don't talk to you don't mean I hate you. Just because
Right.
we break up doesn't mean I hate you. I think it's a matter of setting those boundaries as well. You
Right.
know, coming to an understanding, hey, it ran its course. It is what it is. Good luck to you in your future. And I don't hate you, but I don't have to talk to you every day,
Right. Right.
especially if I'm trying to heal or move
Mhm.
on or focus on my own life, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think too often when a relationship ends, even though say the two people, they know in their heart of hearts that they really shouldn't be together because
Hmm.
it's been nothing but drama and chaos and toxicity and turmoil pretty much the whole time. But when that relationship ends, I feel like sometimes the person who decides enough, the
Hmm.
other person feels some kind of way, even though they know too that this shouldn't go on. And I
Right.
feel like this happens, and then that person tries to make it takes it personal, like, okay, so you did this to me, so now I need to get back at you. It's like,
Right.
no, we did this to each other, so we don't need to be together.
Right.
You
Exactly.
know, you
And
know.
it doesn't
It,
have to be an ugly breakup or anything, but just a,
mhm,
hey, it is what it is, and
yeah,
let's keep
yeah,
it pushing. Good luck to you in your future.
yeah,
You know,
exactly,
yeah. And
exactly.
I don't hate you. I don't, you know.
Hmm. I think that happens a lot with women, like women of, and I'm saying this because from what I've seen, like a guy will break up and then the woman feels scorned, even
Right.
though she might already be thinking about getting with somebody else, but just the fact that, oh, you don't want me no more, and
Right.
so then there's the whole drama that surrounds that breakup that shouldn't even be, you know.
Mhm. Mhm.
And so I feel that happens, and then I feel like a lot of time with guys, they feel it too, but then they'll try to circle back and see, like, I wonder if I can
Convenient.
come back and see if she'll take me back, like
Yeah,
circle
no.
the wagons.
Circle the block.
Yeah, spin the block, as they say.
Yeah, that's it.
So
I knew it
I
was
think
something about the block the kids say.
I think I'm gonna spin the block and see if she pick me up this time.
Yes. Now, I am curious, is this a culture thing, ghosting in this country?
Mm-mm.
Or, oh, it's just with technology now?
I
Or,
think technology has heightened the awareness that people will bow out without with poor communication or no
mhm,
communication.
mhm.
But no, I definitely don't think it's an American phenomena at all. Because I think
Okay.
the whole idea of dating um, is so universal that it doesn't matter where that person is. That person could be in Europe,
Gotcha.
and maybe they connect to somebody in the US, or they're both in Europe, but they're in different countries or different cities. So
Yeah.
that whole thing with um people saying, you know what, I'm just gonna stop. I'm just gonna
Mhm.
initiate ghost protocol.
Yeah, yeah. Imma tell you though, it's pretty easy to ghost
Mhm.
somebody.
Well, Lauren says I am a ghoster, and I've been doing better these days. Well,
How did you come to the conclusion that there was a need to do better? Where did that stem from, I guess?
yeah, that's a good question, Lauren. In case you are still listening, if you want to answer, like, what made you feel like you need to do better and not, or try not to be so much of a ghoster? Because sometimes it's inevitable.
Yeah, like when it's not a healthy relationship. But like I
Yes.
said, me and Lauren might have something in common because I can block somebody like,
She's like,
hey.
"Beep." Oh, no. You don't vote? I'm good. Oh,
Oh, yes, good
gotcha.
one. That yes. And see, that comes from a little bit of respect, giving the other person closure,
Yeah.
offering that. It definitely comes from a little bit of respect and
Mhm.
hmm,
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one. Yeah, I think if you can, if it's not something unhealthy or toxic, something that the person might turn out to be dangerous because the rejection is too much, because that happens.
yeah, it does.
That to tell them, look, I don't think we're going in the same direction. I don't think our values align. There's ways you can say we're not right for each other. I'm not your person. You're not my person. Doesn't
Right,
mean you're not somebody's person. We're just not each
right,
other's person.
right.
So
Yeah, I agree
yeah.
with that wholeheartedly. Now, when they get to asking why, then you
Or
can just
trying
go
to,
on.
or you're like, you know what? Beep. No, blocked. Next. Yeah.
Oh shoot.
I mean, like I said, I've tried that. I've tried giving the closure. Um,
She said they get
so.
one closing. That's good. That's a boundary. See, Lauren, that's a boundary. That-
She said, she said, I'm gonna give you a closure, but I'm also gonna set a boundary for myself.
Yeah, right.
You
Right.
don't
That's
want to
all.
climb over that wall, honey.
Mm-mm. Right.
I like that. If
I
it's
do
not a
too.
toxic reclosing, they are getting one
Right.
closing. I like it. I like it a lot. That makes sense.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, definitely. So, um, yeah, I mean, those are the questions I had. Is there anything you want to pose to anybody who's listening, to Lauren, to Lisa?
Well, I
Anything you
asked
want to ask
Lauren that
them?
question, and
Oh,
she definitely hit the nail on the head,
yeah,
giving people closure. And that definitely goes back to respect. You want to end it with respect. You don't want to end it with disres being
yeah,
disrespectful, because that
yeah.
comes back to you too.
That's true.
That definitely comes back to you.
Now, do you think, given your list, your
Hmm.
do you think now that you'd be more apt to tell somebody why you don't want to communicate with them
Oh,
anymore?
absolutely. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
She said, I have to close Ron out today. He's avoiding me. He's like, yeah, I don't want that combo, so I'm not gonna return her calls or text or
Right.
anything. We need to talk. Oh God, no. She started we need to talk. Mm-mm. I'm bad connection.
Right, right, right.
That's
Uh-uh.
too funny. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
wild. Yeah, I've had that happen too. Like you say, I think we need to have a conversation. Ooh, that conversation. Look, they make themselves the ghost. It's like, yeah, I already know what she's gonna say. So no, I don't even want to hear it up close and personal.
Right. Exactly. Like, oh, tell her I'm busy. Right.
I'm not here.
Let me
It's
call
your
you right back.
like, look, dude, it's your phone. How am I gonna tell her you not here?
Right, right. Oh shoot, hit that little "I'll call you back" text
Yes,
message just in
yes,
time.
that auto response. I
Yeah.
will call you back. Not.
Mm.
That's funny. That's funny. Well, Latanya, I do want to thank you for being a part of my live event tonight.
Well, thank
And
you for having me.
hopefully you'll be able to join me probably in a couple weeks. I'm planning on having the launch party for the book.
Okay.
So coming up soon. So I'm gonna have it's gonna be a virtual happy hour, probably on a weekend
Oh,
day.
please make it a weekend so I can throw a
Yes,
few back. And I ain't
just
talking about green tea.
she's not talking about green tea.
I'll have some of that too, but
You gonna put some Long Island in that green tea?
all right, exactly.
Yeah, so yeah, it will be on the weekend for sure. But maybe I'm trying to I've been trying to I've been trying to do this for a while, but there's things you have to have in place before you can like, actually, hey, we'll print the book, so
Yeah, hey,
mm,
all in his time. You know what I mean? All in
yeah,
God's time. Don't rush
yeah,
it. He'll tell you when it's ready. He'll let you
for
know.
sure. For sure. Yeah. So
Yeah, I'm
hopefully
so
in a couple
proud of
weeks.
you, Carnita.
Thank you. I
This was a
appreciate
lot of
that.
fun too.
It wasn't as scary. See, people think, oh no, it's gonna be scary. I tell them like I'm an introvert. That's why I call it the introverts outing. But
Oh,
so for me, the first time I did this a couple weeks ago, I was like, "Ooh," but once everybody starts talking, we start engaging.
mm.
It just turns into like we just sitting around the house having a conversation about
That's
something that
really what it is,
yeah,
And I
yeah.
love you, girl, and that's probably half the battle right there. Cause hey,
Oh, thank you.
yeah,
Yeah,
you're
we known
awesome.
each other a while.
Quite some time. Yes,
Yes, for
absolutely.
sure. For
Yeah.
sure. Well, I do appreciate you joining me here. I'm getting ready to fade to the ghost screen. So you hang out here for just a minute for me. But in the
I
meantime,
will do
anybody
that.
out there listening, please like, share, and comment, like, share, subscribe, on my Facebook channel, well, YouTube mostly, but and also if you're interested in merch that is available in our stores, we do have our bookmarks for sale, 22.99 a piece. There's 12 of them, one for each story. And there's the ATL Dirty South 12 pack, which is all 12 stories, bookmarks. And coming soon, well, coming in back soon, we'll have the Rebel Moon Publishing book bags, so they'll be available again too. I'm getting a different vendor to print those. So
Okay. All
yeah.
right, girl. You got it covered.
Mhm. Yeah, for sure, for sure. There's QR code if anybody wants to scan that. But Tanya, hang on for me a minute. Everybody else out in the atmosphere, thank you for joining us, me and my guest Latanya tonight.
Bye
And
bye.
tune in probably in a couple of weeks. Keep you posted of the launch of the book and the world premiere of the theme
Amen. That's
song.
right. Big things coming.
That's right. And good night, everybody.
Good night.
You still there?
I am.
Okay. We
That was
are
fun.
done. Thank you.
Good
That was
job,
fun.
Carnita.
Thank you. I
Sorry
appreciate
if I
that.
didn't have a lot to say.
No, you know what? You did. We had a whole conversation, girl. We've been on that thing for a little over an hour.
Yeah, that was fun. Doesn't even feel like an hour.
Yeah, it sure was. And no, that's funny because that's what I think if I end this, we're still gonna be here. Let me do it.